The things our grandmothers knew that we seem to have forgotten is how food makes food. We're so used to going to the freezer and picking out a pizza, or going to the store and buying some burgers, that we actually have forgotten the process of food, because food is being processed for us. So yesterday, for example, we had the Three Bells come round to visit, and we had an oxtail stew. A bit of a luxury, but definitely something you could get hold of in the war. From the back of that oxtail stew, from the back of it, sounds weird, came a whole load of byproducts. Like, for example, oxtail is really fatty. You get this amazing layer of fat on the top of the stew, which Jackie skimmed off and has put in the fridge, and now we have a lovely pot of essentially beef dripping. Really lovely. Then she took the bones afterwards at the end and boiled them up with a little bit of the juices, and lo and behold, we've got a load of stock. Now, one of the things I was thinking about earlier on is how you make food tasty when you have such a limited amount of ingredients. Well, stock is one of the absolute ways. It's got all this richness in it, and it adds loads and loads of extra flavour. But that's not all. The whole thing about this is that you start to see food as a kind of continuum. It's not just something you shove in your face when you get hungry. No, there's been a set of preparations for it, and those preparations make you realise that food has this kind of integrity to it. It's a completely different way of thinking about food to the way that we think about it, or so many of us think about it in the 21st century. And it's really, really good for you. So yeah, one of the things that our grandmothers knew that we've forgotten is how food makes food. You know, the leftovers turn into, from a Sunday roast, turn into bubble and squeak. The bones boiled up make stock, which then can make soup, or that can make the base for another stew, or it can be used to make all sorts of things. The fat that comes out of the food can then be turned into other things. It can be used simply dipped into bread. It can be used to fry things in and add extra flavour. All of this we forget, and we're not told it, because we're told that the easiest way to do things is simply to go to the supermarket. Well, actually, maybe it's not, because if you've got that stuff at home that you've already prepared, you don't need to go out and get the stock. And people talk about time as if time is a real issue here. Well, actually, no, it's a question of priorities. If you prioritise putting good stuff into your body rather than stuff that you've not seen how it's made and has a list of ingredients with loads of extra sugars and salts in, that's down to you. But it's kind of disrespectful to your own body to think in that way, to deprioritise the very building blocks of your own body. So yeah, I'm sounding a bit evangelical today. I'm only 4 days in, but it's been a bit of a revelation, and it's been great actually, really, really positive, and I feel much healthier for it already. Is that in my mind? Is it all imagination? Maybe, but anyway, I'll keep you posted. Take care now. Bye bye.